This one starts fast, no small talk, straight to the charge. But listen closely. Interference with duties of a public servant. Sounds minor, right? Not quite. In Texas, that can mean you got in the way of cops during something big. And today, that something was a capital murder arrest.
Remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Yes, sir.
On March 28, 2025, an officer was in the process of serving a capital murder warrant on a suspect in Harris County, Texas. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the officer's perimeter, got out of their motor vehicle, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to stop and stay right there. The defendant refused and continued to ignore officers while walking towards the residence. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to step back multiple times and then grabbed the defendant and took him to the ground.
Him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he the capital murder suspect?
No, Your Honor.
I live there.
Stop.
Oh, sorry, sir.
I believe that they were in the process of serving a warrant on someone else at the residence, and that's when they came in contact with the defendant. Ordered him to stop. He refused to stop going towards the residence, Your Honor.
Serve the warrant.
And here's the first major mistake: ignoring a direct police order during a felony operation. Whether or not you meant harm doesn't matter. The law views that as interference. Think of it like walking into a minefield after being told to freeze. The moment you move, you're legally in danger.
What ended up happening?
Looks like after refusing commands, there was a brief struggle where he was detained.
Was the murder suspect there?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It does not say. I have no further facts that show if the warrant was complete on the warrant or not, Your Honor, or completed at the time. I just believe they were in the process and believed him to be at the residence, and that's been this incident.
Read it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 28, 2025, the law enforcement officer and Squad 5 of the Houston Police Department's Gang Division served a capital murder warrant for a suspect observed inside a truck at a nearby residence. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who is identified by his Texas ID.
This right here shows why context matters. The guy wasn't even a murder suspect, just lived there, but the cops weren't taking chances. Imagine being surrounded by armed officers mid-felony stop. One wrong step, and you're face down before anyone figures out who's who.
The car pulled up on the perimeter, got out of the vehicle, walked to the sidewalk, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The supervisor then ordered the defendant to stop and to stay right there. The defendant refused and continued ignoring officers and walking towards the residence. The supervisor ordered him to step back multiple times, but the defendant was once again ignored the officers. The law enforcement officer grabbed the defendant and made him off balance and took him to the ground.
Okay, so now, but when you first started, you said they were going to a capital murder suspect in a car.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what. So I was originally reading the summary.
Notice how the judge isn't satisfied with the first read? That's not impatience. That's precision. Judges hate unclear reports. A single misworded line can flip probable cause, and she's making sure this case isn't based on confusion or sloppy writing.
I'm going straight from the gems down, Your Honor. It looks like the suspect was observed inside a truck at a nearby residence.
So the suspect is not even in the residence? No.
Then they later state that that the suspect, that the defendant here was walking towards the residence where the murder suspect was. I'm not sure, Your Honor. I have nothing for that.
I find no probable cause in your case. Just be careful, man. When you get into a pissing match with
I understand.
who's going to win?
They are. I understand.
No.
Yes.
There it is, the twist. The murder suspect wasn't even inside. So this guy interfered with a crime scene that technically didn't exist yet. Legally speaking, that's the kind of gray area that gets cases dismissed. and the judge spots it instantly.